Inspired renegade mages to develop a strong mutagenic potion. The potion causes changes in the ventral cavity and also prompts the production of mutated digestive enzymes. Broad use of the potion was curtailed due to scarcity of its core ingredient. Argenta. Silver brings ruin to all beasts, but even a brave knight bearing a silver blade may not have the strength to defeat the most dreadful monsters. There is a way to awaken the spirit of a silver sword by using the moon oil known as Argenta. It increases the effectiveness of silver but weakens steel blades. There's Blind Weed, which is made to counter enemies that employ acid as a weapon, which is also called Swamp Potion, because monsters which spit poison, spit acid, or have caustic blood are most often found in swamps. Have I not read it? There's Hell and Soul. Witches are capable of extracting components even from the carcasses of unique creatures. This formula requires the incandescent mark of the mythical Hellhound, also known also as the Beast. The resulting beverage causes further mutation in the witcher's body. Seems like I never read it. Ah, here it is. Gives you a strength upgrade. True grit, I guess. Alright. That sounds fine to me. Gives you extra strength or damage when you're low on health. That can be damn handy. I prefer just a flat out damage increase, but when you're down to the wire, it can be nice. I remember hearing in some game the numbers aren't quite. Some people were claiming that the numbers weren't quite accurate in the game. Basically, to give you the feeling of like tough final fights, like barely getting through, and just how good that feels. They manipulate the numbers a bit. Your earlier health bar matters less than the later on health bar. Like say if you have 100 hit points, the first 60 might be, go in a flash, but the last 46 round is harder for the enemies to whittle through or something. They were claiming something like this was in like the new Doom or something. I've no idea if it's true. That's just what people were asserting. But like I said, whether or not it's true is another matter entirely, but there's something for you to look up. Okay, Geralt, you want to go the long way around? Feel free.
Yes?
I killed Dagon.
In gratitude, I will part the curtain of mists, allowing you to recall something of your past abilities.
Thank you, milady.
Use my gift wisely.
Milady, it seems I am needed in murky waters.
Destiny has brought you here. We must speak.
Naturally.
I am a goddess. You are the sword of destiny.
Name of a book.
Death has followed you for years.
Perhaps.
Accept this gift from the Lady of the Lake. It will help you fulfill your destiny.
What gift is that?
Kneel, Geralt of Rivia, White Wolf. You traveled a long path fraught with danger. You demonstrated courage and goodness. By divine power, I hereby knight you. Face your enemies without fear. Safeguard the helpless. Never lie, even if it means your death. That is your oath. Arise a knight. Destiny will give you no rest. A long road lies ahead. I see death and blood. I see frosty chaos. Take this sword as a sign of my favor. Once the blade of a great warrior, it lay in the depths for ages, awaiting your arrival.
Milady.
Shh, Witcher. It matters not if you believe in destiny. With the blade I present you, you will complete your mission.
Thank you, milady.
Go, White Wolf, and do what must be done. May you fulfill your destiny.
I don't think it looks too different from the original blade, so it's a little disappointing. And there's the so we got three kind of rewards there. Firstly, we got to level up to thanks to the XP. We now have a better sword. It's plus 60% damage, plus 10% attack, and it has 50% chance to cause pain, blinding, incineration, and precise hit. It's pretty fantastic. And if I try to upgrade it with a rune, I would wreck all of that. So I won't be upgrading it with a rune. I'm not sure if there's any more rates in the rest of the game. But we also were gifted a single silver point. And since we leveled up, we now have gotten 2 more silver points and a gold point. The little lake presented me with what looks to be an exceptional sword. It is light, sharp as a razor, and fits the hand neatly. It is also the gift of a goddess. I have a feeling it will be very useful. The sword I received has a destiny of its own. Time to tell what that destiny is. And Dagon characters. I haven't read this in a while. Christ, I really haven't. On an island in the middle of the lake, I encountered a supernatural being known as Lady the Lake. She is a nymph or a villa. Both the inhabitants of the villages and the monsters of the lake worship her. Adam is one of the murky water's more interesting residents. He's desperately and hopelessly in love with Alina, but that hasn't helped his poetry a bit. Adam, a young poet in love with Alina, has been accused of killing Selena. He's been arrested and awaits trial. Ada. At Varden's reception, a chance to meet Princess Ada. Some years ago, I relieved her of the Striga curse, and the princess has grown into a pretty, if somewhat wild and spoiled girl. According to the professor's notes, Ada collaborated with Salamandra. She was behind the counterfeiting of the royal seal and forged a proclamation of the state of emergency. She was also promised to the throne of Temeria, though in reality Salamander believed her to be unpredictable. The organization planned to break the alliance. It turned out that Ada was behind the forgery of the royal seals, responsible for chaos in the trade quarter. The princess had been collaborating with Salamander, but it seemed this alliance was too much for her. Thanks to Triss's intervention, I managed to escape Ada's claws by the skin of my teeth. Alina, a young girl from murky waters. Soon she will marry Julian, against the will of her jealous sister Selena and the poet Adam, who loves her. Alvin. A boy named Alvin managed to escape the Barghast attack, which cost his foster mother her life. As a result of the shock, he started to divine the future, not the prophecy of Elaine. I suppose Alvin is the source. His magical powers he cannot control. Alvin lived with Abigail until the witch gave the boy to the Reverend. The Reverend gave the orphan to a group of Salamandra thugs who demanded that the dwellers of the outskirts surrender their children. I killed the bandits and saved Alvin. I met Alvin again, this time in Old Vizima. Both Triss and Shawnee wanted to take care of the boy. After some consideration, I left him with Triss. Azar Javed. The mage attacked Kaer Morhen in order to steal the Witcher's secrets hidden in the fortress. One of the leaders of forces that attacked Kaer Morhen was a mage so powerful that not even Triss Marigold could not oppose him. The organization that he leads uses a symbol of a salamander. The mysterious mage using the salamander's symbol is a skilled alchemist who is researching mutation. The mysterious mage is Azar Javed, an exotic name suggesting he comes from a distant place. The mage is in hiding, yet his influence extends over the whole of Vizima, and possibly beyond. My adversary is a renegade mage. This means that for some reason he was expelled from the wizard's circle. In the past, renegade mages performed the Witcher's mutations. I've learned that Azar Javed has political ambitions, which is quite typical of wizards. During the fight with the professor, the mage came to his companion's rescue. This time he was unable to stop me, and I forced him to flee. What? I assume they mean during with the Geralt's fight with the With Azar Javed, the professor came to his companion's rescue. This time he was unable to stop me, and I forced him to flee. I'm confused because Azar Javed never turned up to help the professor. Again, some of the phrasing's boxed. According to the professor's notes, Azar Javed is in Salamandra's hidden laboratory, where he's working to put the secrets of Kaer Morhen to use. Berengar. Vesemir mentioned the Witcher who left Kaer Morhen before my arrival. His name is Berengar. Berengar was seen in the outskirts earlier. He agreed to kill the beast, but then disappeared. Did you fear facing the monster? Berengar remains one step ahead of me. He was in Vizima, where he was hired by Kalkstein the alchemist, just like me. The earlier rumors about Berengar proved false. The Witcher was working with Salamandra, and the professor had ordered him to find Alvin. I finally met Berengar in the village of Murky Waters. A bitter and unfriendly outcast, bears a grudge against other Witchers. Apparently I'm included. Carmen. I met Carmen, a prostitute from Vizima's slums. Although local strumpets value her opinion, it could be said that Carmen is the representative. Free Vincent from the lycanthropy curse managed to convince him that Carmen is worthy of his love. I hope things work out for them. Selena seems like Tobias Hoffman's elder daughter is jealous of her little sister Lena, who's getting married. Dandelion. I met Dandelion, who's supposedly always been my best friend. From what I've heard, Dandelion is an indeflatable windbag, a buffoon, and a wastrel. He's also a womanizer with incredible talent for getting into trouble. At the same time, Dandelion is a truly talented artist, despite his tendencies to wander the countryside and eke out a living through occasional performances. Dandelion got into trouble and I had to help him out. Everything I've heard about him has proven to be true. It's actually is rather funny, the whole, Dandelion just bringing the duet on Geralt out of the blue. I do find that hilarious. Could have gone horrendously bad, but it is beautiful. I met Declan Uvarden, a rich merchant from Nelfgaard, at an inn in the outskirts. Uvarden seems a resourceful and wealthy man with extensive contracts. He lives in the trade quarter of Vizima. During the day, he can be found on the dike, where he runs his business. The city guards are used to receiving bribes from Uvarden, who clearly is the city's most law-abiding citizens. It seems Uvarden belongs to a secret organization who refuse to reveal any details. The wiki might have those details. Geralt. A book entitled The Rivian Pilgrim claims that Geralt, known also as the White Wolf, died during a massacre of non-humans. The pogrom took place in the city of Rivia just after the war with Nilfgaard. Geralt was killed by an angry mob when he tried to defend the oppressed. The sorceress Triss Merigold and the dwarf Zoltan Chevy witnessed his death. The Witcher's body was never found. It was eaten. The Professor. One of the leaders of the Salamander attack on Kaer Morhen was a man called the Professor, who seemed to be a cunning assassin. The other leader was a mage. It turned out that the assault on Kaer Morhen was not the Professor's first foul deed. The arrest warrant shows clearly that my opponent is a wanted man. No shit. The Professor was released from the dungeon right in front of my eyes. He mocked the law and proved to me just how powerful Salamander is. The Professor is dead. Defeating him wasn't easy, but it was very satisfying. Siegfried. Siegfried of Densel, a knight of the Order of Flaming Rose, is an idealist who adheres to the Order's rules, but is not devoid of common sense. Polite and open, he is unlike many of his brothers from the Order, in that he is not prejudiced. He is undeniably courageous, and demonstrated this when he stands alone in the sewers to fight the cockatrice. Siegfried and I defeated the cockatrice together. The knight proved both polite and a skilled swordsman. I have a feeling Siegfried is starting to see through his own misapprehensions. He has realized that killing monsters will not eliminate all the evil in this world, and duty towards the Order sometimes force him to choose the greater of two evils. During the bank robbery in the trade quarter, I opposed Yavin and his forces together with Siegfried. The attack reinforced the knight's conviction that the Order's dislike of non-humans is justified. I asked Siegfried for military support during the assault on Salamandra's headquarters in Vizima. The knight, who was among those invited to Uvarden's party, agreed to help me break up the organization. He wasn't invited to Uvarden's party. He was invited to go there, but that's only because he agreed. Along with me and the other Witchers, Triss stood in defense of Kaer Morhen. The sorceress stood against a mysterious mage, one of the leaders of the assault, and she was injured and lost consciousness. Ironically, Triss is allergic to magic. She can only be administered natural healing potions. Triss Merigold is my friend. She saw me die, and my return to the world of living surprised her. Triss is a sorceress, one of the most influential and talented of her kind. She has numerous powerful friends, and she knows the Kaer Morhen Witchers. She's one of the few people who know the way to the fortress. I have a feeling Triss likes me a lot. After Leo's funeral, the sorceress teleported to Vizima. She decided to use her extensive contacts and search for information on Salamandra. Triss promised to find me as soon as I arrived in Vizima. Triss found me in the swamp, where I lay unconscious after my clash with Azar Javed. She transported me to our home in the Trade Quarter, and took care of me until I came round. I'm there awake, however, heard Triss gossip with her friend and magic communicator. I now know that other sorceresses are also interested in Salamandra. I concluded that it would be best to leave Alvin in Triss's care. She saw my choices prove my trust. She decided I liked her more than Shawnee, which only improved the relationship. Dandelion delivered a letter from Triss. The sorceress asked me to take good care of Alvin. She's also worried about me. She hopes we can have a steady relationship, raise Alvin together when I complete my mission. Answered Triss's letter and explained my feelings. Vincent Myers. For a moment I was expecting to see a little heart here as well. The captain of the city guard released the professor, one of the most wanted criminals of Temeria. Vincent is captain of the city guard and the main executor of the King's Law in the Temple Quarter. Vincent Myers was one of the few who knew that I was going into the sewers to kill the cockatrice, that I could only leave by the exit, where I encountered the Salamander bandits. People say it's impossible to get in touch with Myers at night. After dark, the captain vanishes into thin air. It turned out Myers had the dark secret. The captain of the city guards is a lycanthrope. As a werewolf, he will roam the street at night and fights crime. I decided that Vincent poses no threat to common folk and let him live, though he is in fact a monster. He is Werewolf Batman. Recording locally. Line across, line up, left, right, up. What? It's only 20 past 2. 20 to 3, sorry. Wrong side of 20. Line across, line up, line left, right, up. Beautiful. That's fantastic. That basically means I've only been recording for like 2 hours 40 minutes ish. So I got a fair few more hours left, and it's really working out in my favor. Now this is glitched. And that I could only leave by the exit where I encountered Salamander bandits. Some say that it's impossible. No, I read that. Carmen, a prostitute who's in love with Vincent, asked me to find a remedy for lycanthropy, and I told her how to cure our beloved. Vincent is no longer a werewolf, so nothing stands in the way of his and Carmen's love. It was good he wanted to fight crime. Was good. Too many people are, corrupt and shit. But, being a werewolf isn't the best way of doing it. Regrettably, it's like Geralt said, he would eventually succumb to it. It would, take him over or whatever. So it's better he got cured.
Berenger? I betrayed Kier Moran's location to the Salamandra leader. Then I helped them with their research. I was hunting the beast in the outskirts of Vizima when they captured me. I escaped and ran into Kalkstein, accepting his offer to open the tower in the swamp. That's when they nabbed me again. They weren't as nice the second time around. Finding Alvin, bringing him to them, was the only way I could save my skin.
Why are you telling me this?
I wanted to tell you to your face. See that famous icy glare of yours.
I can say either I don't intend to judge you, enough traitor, or enough traitor, I don't hear remorse, all I hear is self-pity. You hate what Witchers did to you, alright, but you joined a group that subjects children to experiments with mutagens. Get out of my sight.
I don't intend to judge you.
Does that mean you understand? You don't condemn me?
I can't condone your choices, but I guess I understand. And I can just... the other option is just the other one.
I can't condone your choices, but I guess I understand.
Meaning?
Do what you think is right. I'm not your nanny.
Take this. We'll meet again, White Wolf.
I thought that conversation went back a little longer. Berenger's letter. After following in his tracks for too long, I found myself unable to strike Berenger down. He's flawed and full of doubt, but he become a decent fellow someday. I wonder how Berenger's story will end. He went his own way. I doubt we'll meet again. Alvin. An extraordinary sword. The Lady of the Lake must think me important. The Lady of the Lake, she was worth saving. Oh, you did more than just say. I had a serious conversation with Berenger, which left me with a better understanding of his experiences and motivations. Berenger seemed moved and decided to seek peace elsewhere, far away from trouble.